studio today have.
Steven.
Okay, so we are going to take our today's story from Punch and Vanguard newspaper. Today's story from Punch. Herdsmen kill five laborers on Ondo farm. No fewer than five persons were allegedly killed by some suspected herdsmen on a farm located at Ajegunle Power Line community in the Akure North local government area of Ondo State. The victims, who are laborers in the community, were said to be working on the farm when the assailants struck and shot them. The victims were said to be native from Plateau and Kaduna states. A farmer in the community, Akin Olowolafe, who narrated the incident on Thursday, told our correspondent that the incident occurred at about around 3 p.m. on Tuesday, while the deceased were working on the farm. According to him, prior to the incident, the herdsmen often destroy their crops whenever they grazed, and they had reported their activities to the government and security agencies without any response.
Yeah.
This is really a sad one though, because I've been talking about this for several times of this
Herdsmen.
herdsmen and then uh, also in the party, because I don't know why they have to be parading their cattle
Yeah.
around where they're supposed to be a ranch built for all those cattle to just be reared in there. Instead of them parading them and then destroying crops where we know that this thing is where food production is coming from. The government should just give an order that all whoever that is rearing a cattle should be able to build a ranch for them that they can rear this cattle. Parading them and then killing people at the same time for trying to protect what they know that is a source of nutrient to them, and then it feels like it's your cow that have more rights to eat it. It's not fair. The government really needs to do something about this thing because it's getting out of hand. This is not the first time this herdsman is being reported killing a farmer because they try to address them of the way their cattle is destroying crops in the farmland. And many farmers now are scared of going to the farm. They are scared to go to the farm because they feel like no matter how much work they put into it and then bring out the crops and then start growing it, herdsmen is going to bring in their cows and then destroy everything. The government needs to really step into this.
Yeah. Jesus story, may the souls of deceased rest in perfect peace. So moving on, police nab suspects with 80-kilometer rolls of aluminium conductors. Operative of the Niger State Police Command have nabbed 12 suspected vandals who specialize in stealing the state government properties. The suspects were found in possession of about 3 rolls of aluminium conductors, which the Niger State Police spokesman Wasiu Abiodun said covered about 80 kilometers. Abiodun also revealed that the suspects have confessed to breaking 2 concrete poles as they removed the iron rods in the pole for sales.
This is it's really bad for us as Nigerians to feel that okay, vandalizing our government property is the best way for us to make a living. Because this thing happens mostly everywhere in the country.
Yeah.
You see, they call them scavengers. They'll be the ones to go around scavenging for probably for iron, for plastic, for anything they can use to anything that they recycle. Now that they I don't know why they don't continue in the little scavenge they see. They believe that the best way for them to do is go and
Poles.
steal poles from the
I
government.
don't think that it's only the scavengers, the polar bowler that is actually involved in this. Even the ordinary citizen that is not, they feels like okay, these polar bowler are making a lot of money. So instead of them trying to sell out to the polar bowler, why don't they just go ahead and then get
We
their own and then sell it to the like it's not something for a good things for Nigeria that whatever the governments are trying their best and then we are the one at the same time destroying most of the things that they are building. It's not good.
That's why I say we need to come together. Accepted the government are not doing well. Okay, the little they have done, how are we also adding to it? How are we doing our own best? How are we trying to make everything a better thing? Okay, let's move on. Edo, INEC tenders BVAS for 133 polling units. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Thursday tendered by model voters accreditation system machine before the Edo State Governorship Election Tribunal in Abuja. Appearing before the court on a subpoena issued by the tribunal on January 9, a senior technical officer in INEC ICT department, Anthony Itodo, informed the tribunal that he brought a total of 148 BVAS devices from 133 polling units. He stated, "My lord, I brought 148 BVAS devices used in 133 polling units."
Well, I don't know the sudden change of the INEC trying to implement these beavers of a team into voting, because around that 2023, these beavers was mentioned to the INEC for the presidential election that it should be implemented, but he refused that. He says that it's the template, that the usual,
Right.
the easy way, because this beaver, if it's being implemented, I know that there's no, it's going to show a whole lot of error that is going to be happening, because you can't actually vote and then come back that you wanted to vote. It's going to be with your fingerprint on the system. But that 2023 election, and then the INEC totally rejected it and says that there was no enough fund to actually come up with the figures. Why now?
Well, there's always a way the government thinks they can do their own thing and get away with it. You know, in this situation, there is tendency that the government know that if they do this, it's going to affect one particular political party. So they feel okay, let's do it their way. And see, me, I believe all these things are propaganda to just spice up the internet and make us believe that there is a
This is what
particular
is
work they are
going
doing.
on.
You know, the beavers is actually a good machine that can actually be used in every election. The
See,
United States actually use that because it tends to actually detect errors, and then where you have voted once, your face and everything is already been scanned.
So you'll be able to vote twice then.
Nigerians,
You will be able to vote twice.
Nigeria will not, they will not accept anything good coming to the country. They will accept
Something
it.
that will not favor them.
I was like, when they say that, okay, 2023 election, this is a presidential election, why not bring out that beaver so that it can be used? Just can't, no, it's not needed. We don't have enough.
Nigeria will not do what will not
Now they
favor
want to
them.
use it. I'm waiting for 2027. If they're going to kick against that beavers, that is not going to be needed.
All right, let's move on. Serap asks courts to stop 50% telecoms tariff hike. The Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project has taken legal action against the Nigeria Communication Commission over its recent approval of a 50% increase in telecommunication tariff. Serap, through its legal representative Ebunolu Adegboruwa, filed a lawsuit at the Federal High Court in Abuja seeking to halt the implementation of the tariff hike, citing economic hardship and constitutional violation.
Well,
Well,
everybody are really
Yeah, it's
being
really affecting
affected by
people.
this
Yes,
tariff hike, I
hike.
tell you, because I always say in this situation where we are suffering from electricity, we are suffering
Security, food
from fuel,
scarcity.
food scarcity and everything, we are bringing in telecommunication tariff. Just as if the government are they are tend to just want to make us suffer.
Mhm.
Because those people living in the low class, just imagine them now suffering from insecurity,
Food
food
scarcity,
scarcity, electricity, and everything. Now you are bringing in telecommunication
tariff
tariff to it
hike.
again.
Uh,
It's
Sarah actually saying that they wanted to kick against that 50% hike is something that feels like is good, because right now is not the good time for the government to actually agree to the terms of telecommunication. That okay, we wanted to agree on the terms. Since you guys brought a 100% tariff hike, let's divide it into 50 so that we can see they are already making enough money in Nigeria. Like making enough money, and then you still wanted to make hike it up, is as if that the money that they are making is not enough. So yes, we know that the government are charging them their own tax, and then their tax is like when they say the tax reform is affecting them as well. So they feels like okay, let us also hike our own tariff. Then it's going to be like we'll be able to meet up with the government tax. Then we won't end up having nothing to ourselves. Yes, I understand that, but at the same time, I think that this tax reform that the government is talking about is actually the things that lead to this telecom tariff hike that they are planning to do. But let the government actually reduce some of those things now. Let everything be perfect. Let everybody be on a comfortable side before it thinks that okay, let me put a tax
An
reform.
increase.
Let there be an increase into the tax so that everybody can come up. Most company now, if you are going to give them a 50% of tax, how much do you think they are going to be paying? Every product is going to be high. Everything that is they are going to be producing, they are going to hide. So the government is something is what we are supposed to be looking at right now. That if they needed us to still surviving in Nigeria, there's something that they needed to level down. There is enough of tax that they are benefiting from. Enough of tax. Well, the last time I read that the government made almost something million naira from marriage alone, the federal government. So let them just come down to the level that okay, Nigeria is not in a good position right now. Reduce the tax for the companies that they are producing something for. Let them also enjoy both the two-way round.
That's fair enough.
What will help us in this Nigeria? Okay, let's move on. MDCAN decries delayed 50% electricity subsidy for hospitals varsity. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria has expressed concern over the federal government's delay in implementing the approved 50% reduction in electricity bill for federal health and educational institutions as previously announced. The association also criticized the slow progress in executing agreements reached with the government regarding its demand.
The hospital, how will I even say, the electricity that they are taking that they wanted to remove a subsidy from the hospital and university is just like a joke though, because I know our government too well that they are not,
Everything is just audio.
no, it's not even the matter of audio. They are not so generous of giving out to the citizen. When it comes to that, they are not so generous. If it is if that's a subsidy that they wanted to remove from electricity from both hospital and varsity is up 100%, they rather pinch it a little away so that it does not so much affect their lifestyle. Our politicians are not generous to us. They prefer us being suffering while they are the one enjoying the whole thing. The hospital is where this electricity has to come in freely. The educational sector is where electricity have to come freely. The companies that actually partner with Nigeria, working in Nigeria, yes, they can actually have their own electricity tariff that is coming, but
Hospital
not
and
where
institution.
in a country you expect the government hospital health center to be paying for electricity tariff, to be a government educational sector should be paying for electricity. No, it doesn't work that way. And then you are thinking of taking a subsidy for both hospital and then education. Does it make sense?
That's Nigeria for you, I tell you.
It's serious. It does not even make any sense to okay, an outsider should hear that okay, the hospital they are trying to remove electricity subsidy for them. Why? There's a whole lot of that is going on in that place. The educational need electricity for the learning. There is a whole lot of practical that needs to go on in the educational. And then the same thing, operation is going on every day, test is being carried out every day. And then you wanted to say that you want to remove a subsidy for the electricity because of for hospital and
The
varsity.
painful part is that they are even paying more than the normal citizen are
They,
paying.
they will say that they have enough of appliances there. What if they don't have appliances? How will they save life? If the education does not have the appliances that they need, how will they learn? We are not even in the, let me say, the centuries of the educational level in Nigeria. We are not even there. The health center is not even advanced enough to actually carry out some major operation because some people still travel outside the country because they feel like they can't handle it. It's only few percent of people that actually travel out and then still feels like they should come back to Nigeria and perform some surgery. And then it's going to be on a private section.
For this happiness. Okay, let's move on to today's top story from Vanguard. Kidnapping. Evans now a repentant criminal. Lawyer begs Lagos for mercy. Chief Emefor Etudo, the lawyer representing alleged kidnapping kingpin Evans, yesterday told Lagos High Court in Ikeja that his client has repented from his criminal ways and has applied to the Lagos State government for mercy.
Is that another way for him to say for us to just forgive him? No, things it's not that people don't know that things don't really work that
It's
way.
the lawyer that is still begging for him,
You can't you
Like,
can't
why
you
will
can't
a lawyer beg for a
you can't
kidnapper?
Yeah,
you,
he's
you,
paid for that.
you can't go through you put Nigeria in that kind of situation whereby you kidnap people, you take them, collect ransom from them because now you are caught, now you are pleading for mercy,
Like,
forgiveness. No, if we pardon you for this, you are giving room to other people to after doing their kidnapping job and being caught, they arraign them in court. The next thing you hear, we plead for mercy, we plead for no, don't work that way. Yeah, I think he should face the wrath of the law. He has committed an offensive crime. Kidnapping is a very big crime in the country. He just do you even know how much he has even collected? Billions of naira from people. Now
it's,
you're calling him
it's,
prayer
it's,
for.
not, it's not even about the money, about the life. Like, those he kidnap.
It's not even about, I'm not even talking about the life of those who kidnap self. It's the kind of trauma he has put those people in,
The
and
families.
everything, and people have really gone through. The family, what the family have gone through. There are some even cases of people, family members who took their lives. They were even scared of. Just imagine that kind of trauma, because now you are being arraigned in the court. You are telling us, you should, Lagos, you should plead to
For
Lagosians
mercy.
for mercy. No,
Okay, let's move on.
it's not being done that way.
How armed men in NSCDC uniforms thugs invaded Lagos hotel. No fewer than 15 masked armed men dressed in the Nigeria Security and Civil Defence Corps (NSCDC) and thugs posing as policemen have invaded a popular hotel in Agbo Palace Way, Lagos, and subjected both their customers and visitors to hours of gruelling torture and robbery.
I mean, man,
Well, this is it's a
yeah,
very
like
it's a very bad one, I tell
it's
you.
actually kind of a common scenario that do happen. You can find some not even just the army, some of the police security personnel dressing like on the road, and then some of them are not even into the security personnel of it, and then they just wanted to dress on the road and then stand there and then start collecting money from motorists that is passing by. And then talking about this whole thing is like, okay, this thing is another thing that needs to be tackled about from Nigeria, because they need to know who is working on the security personnel.
I don't even think the NS the
NSCDC.
have the right to operate in that kind of way, because uh, I think it was even recently, last 2 years, I think last 3 years or four, so, and they were weaponized for them to be able to carry gun. But now I think they are about taking the advantage of using that as an excuse. To just imagine you being maxed, you maxed yourself, you went in with boys to invade an hotel. It's not that you even went there to
A pol-
perform a arrest or something. You went there, you tortured the customers, you robbed them. I think they
it's
need to be arraigned.
Nigeria need to do a whole lot better. Like we are one on the other part of Nigeria being desperate, and on the other part of like we are too selfish for ourselves. We don't consider every other thing. Everything in Nigeria is a crime. Everything in Nigeria. Imagine a retired policeman still dress up as a policeman, stand on the way just to collect money.
Shoot. Okay, let's
Escalating
move
is gratuity.
on. Let's move on. Insecurity. How Asaba become home to Southeast indigenes. Following the persistent insecurity that has taken its toll on the Southeast region, affecting businesses, individuals, and school children, many indigenes from the communities and towns in the region are now terrified and are relocating to other nearby states where they feel safer. Besides violent agitators, cultists and kidnappers, the violent activities of youth have not checked would be worse than the activities of gunmen who kidnap, rob and sometimes on extreme assassination missions kill and behead their victims.
Well, I don't really blame most people
are living.
that are leaving their hometown, moving into Asaba, where they believe it's a safer place for them to stay. Because uh, as someone that knows what he or she is doing, you cannot see that kind of situation and believe that okay, the best thing for you to do is go stay in that particular place and
Same.
go through all those kind of things. They sit at home, everything that has been happening in the east, the killing, the cultism and everything.
I feels like some of those things is actually something that we needed to look into. If at all the those people going into kidnapping and killing and all that crime, like they feels like the government and the security personnel are working hand in hand, and then in every single attempt they make, they are being tracked down and then put them to court, and then like this thing is going to reduce because they know that the kidnapper is making use of a line, is calling the victim family to make a ransom. Those things are not being traced down. They make use of an account that you transfer the money to. Even if they don't make use of an account that is being transferred to, the money that they send to them, they don't even have any track of it. They don't even make any track of it. And then the next thing is either a policeman advise you that these kidnappers are one big kidnappers, so we can't go and fight them. Why don't you just pay so that they can release your family? Those things has to be tracked down. But because they know that after we've done it, we are still going to do more. The security personnel are not taking any seriousness in it. Then they continue doing it. More will keep on emerging.
Let's move on. 2027 governor poll. Lagos groups reject Seyi Tinubu endorse Alausa. Two groups, including the Legion of Concerned Lagosians (LCL) and Good Governance Initiative, had declined to endorse Seyi Tinubu, the son of President Bola Tinubu, as their candidate for the 2027 Lagos governorship election. The group, which opted for the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, claimed that their decision stemmed from the fact that Alausa has the capacity to continue the visionary legacy of President Tinubu in the state.
So I don't really understand what is really happening in this country. Is it that our our leadership post is now being inherited?
It's a generational
Is it an
something, no, they
hierarchy
are
of,
passing it down.
because just imagine our president now, just imagine the son of the president now being the governor of Lagos State. In few years to come, the sister might be a senator. Even
Or
the wife
minister,
self is even a
Where,
senator.
where is the senator?
Just
imagine,
imagine the wife is a senator, the husband is the president,
president,
the
the child.
son.
This
There's even a rumor I heard that one of the child is also in a government position also, and one also is also I think a market leader or something. Just
yes,
imagine that kind
yeah,
of
Lodja.
just imagine that kind of hierarchy. Yeah,
This is
our
a
country is gone.
this is a recruiter, like
Just
a
one
family.
family holding the whole country.
The whole country, one family
Sincerely.
is holding the whole country. When this guy was actually saying this narration that we should wait for that presidency, that wait for him to take that seat, and then we are going to see a whole lot of family lineage going into that house to take over. We haven't seen anything yet. I
Because
know, but
I saw when when Sheyi Tinubu he was so strong in that election, following his father, moving from here, doing the campaigning, and I was like,
even
he
when his
has
father has
vision.
still won, he still follows him, and
He
I'm
has
like,
vision for something. There was even a time his father restricted him from
go,
coming close
Yeah.
to the
Asura, Asura.
president leader, because he was so attached. He
I
wanted,
you
I knew he
see
wanted
after
something.
after after him from after this government, and then he actually won and finished from it, is going to come for the president.
He
He
doesn't
wants
want
to follow his
he does
dad's
not want to
legacy.
start from somewhere. He doesn't want to start from probably House of Rep or something.
Or
He wants to
chairman.
go straight to governorship. I
Yes.
think it's very
Straight up,
strange.
he has the power. I
Which
will not
power?
blame him. If Mama dey if I don't want to be
It's
president
not
president
there.
now,
So
more than senator.
it's going to be in
What are
that
you
seat.
expecting?
I heard that Ambode too wanted to come back again. Ambode still wanted to come back again and then continue from where it stopped. Like it's just another crazy. Nigeria
Sincerely.
is really on a good. Should I say anywhere we are?
Okay, let's move on. FD targets $23.2 billion investment for power sector. The federal government on Thursday said it is targeting $23.2 billion investment that would increase energy access from the current 4% to 9% annually. Of this amount, the government says that the private sector is expected to bring in $15.5 billion for its energy access program tagged the National Energy Compact.
Me, I'm just actually tired of the government always using
Investing.
always using figures, always using figures of billions of dollars to attract us to want to listen to them, because all this thing will not be implemented. It's either we hear that a
Something has happened.
particular person has laundered the money, or the money was swallowed by a snake, or either someone ate the money. All those
Or the
news,
factory got burnt.
we are tired of hearing in this country. Things are not really moving the way we expect it to move. I believe this country needs we need someone
We
like,
need actions.
we need so is it today? We are seeing so many actions. They are showing us actions already now.
There's no action.
There was a post I saw on Twitter when one guy said Nigeria need a president like Donald Trump for at least 3 days. Just 3 days.
Nigeria go shake.
Just 3 days. You will see the impact of so we need a president like Donald Trump. 3 days. Donald Trump alone, just one day, he signed a lot of
Do you know one of the whole thing that is just annoying in this country is that when we don't hold our government accountable, and then we are into a part of corruption ourselves, because even if this Donald Trump is going to be on the seat right now, we're going to see people that is trying all their best to be close to this person, try to like make sure they have benefit from it. That is when they start calling it it's grace. And they're still going to give you the chance to do what is good. You still won't do it. We are not even helping ourselves in the best aspect. Like we are not helping ourselves. Then we still want to hold the government accountable for what they are not doing. Why we are still the one that is, there are people that is pushing this government, some of the senator and others, no do am. If the federal government give you the money, carry some, put inside your pocket, nobody will cash it. There are still people that is giving this kind of advice to some senators and governors.
Yeah.
And they are still part of citizens. They are benefiting from it, but they want to be above others. They want to see they want to see more poor people saluting to them, that being equal in a country. They don't want it to see anywhere that is actually working fine. No. They We are just oppressing ourselves, and then we still want to call on the government.
That's just what we are going through. Okay, thank you for joining us on today's breakfast show. I've been your host, Bisola. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more news and updates on Global Entertainment News TV. Have a blessed day. Bye.